Alright, are you guys trying to reduce lag still in 2022, or your computer is just like not listening to you? It's not powerful enough and you're just not getting the frame rate that you really want to get? Well, in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to get good frames if you aren't already. And you know, before we start, make sure you guys like and subscribe because it really helps me out. We're on the road to 600, so it would be so kind of you if you could just smash that subscribe button and like button if you have not already. And make sure to join the Discord server as well as the Roblox group because I'm going to be doing a bunch of giveaways and I have a merch competition right now. So make sure you join Discord server and my group. But let's get into into the video. So basically this video is all dedicated to lag, basically how you can improve your lag in any I just walked. Okay, so basically it's just a video on how you can improve any type of lag, let's say on any game, including Roblox Jailbreak, Roblox Mad City, basically any game. This video is gonna help you to reduce any lag. So first thing you want to do, this is probably one of the most obvious things you're gonna want to do. So first thing is, let me just quickly get into the helicopter so I can show y'all. So first thing is in your settings, so that's here top right, but make sure you press escape, go to your settings, and here you will see graphics mode. If it is automatic, make sure you turn it to manual, because automatic, sometimes it just doesn't give you the thing you want, you know, so just make sure you turn it to manual. And depending on how good your computer is, you're gonna want to change the graphics. So let's say your computer is kind of old and it's not doing very well. I recommend 2 graphics. 2 graphics works perfectly fine, especially in Arsenal or Bed Wars. And on Jailbreak and Mad City, it's okay. If your computer can handle it, then maybe I would recommend 6, 5, or 4 graphics. But if you are experiencing so much lag, 2 graphics or ultimately 1 graphic is gonna help you. And as you can see, the render distance does decrease, but it ultimately does help you decrease your lag. So even though it decreases, you still have no lag. For me, in this case, I like using 8 graphics, or you could use max graphics. It does increase your render distance, but it does generate more lag. But even if you do this, even if you put it on 1 graphics, and let's say you're still lagging, well, then we need to get into some deeper settings. So, alright, so let's go ahead and leave. Alright, so first of all, what you're gonna want to do is make sure you go into your settings. Alright. So first of all, what you want to do is go into your settings, go onto display, and see here, depending on what monitor resolution you have, it'll show recommended and what you have. So in this case, I have a 1440p monitor with me. You might have a 4K or a 1080p monitor, because most people have 1080p monitors or 720p monitors. So depending on what you have, it'll say recommended. If you are having a lot of lag, you need to decrease this, because this will heavily impact your game. So like, I'm not, personally, I don't experience lag because I have a good computer, but if you are, you should decrease this. So if you have like a 1080p monitor, I recommend trying 1600 by 900 first. And it is gonna look like this. It kind of looks bad, it looks poopy, and it makes everything like bigger, and I'm just not used to it, but ultimately it does help you with lag. And if that doesn't work, you 720p, and look at this, it makes it disgusting, but it helps with lag so much more. Like, if you're getting like 30 frames on your regular monitor display, you can get over 100 frames if you move it down to 720p. So, I mean, it really depends on what you guys want, but that'll really help the display resolution in your settings. This goes for Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows 8. So just stick with me. Alright, and then here in settings, it may be different for Windows 10 or Windows 8, but there should be a button in your display called Advanced Display. Make sure you click into that. And it says choose a refresh rate here. Make sure you choose the absolutely highest refresh rate. Mainly because this is going to heavily impact your FPS, also known as frames per second. If you have it on like the lowest, like 30 or 60 or 59 hertz, make sure you click the highest. So depending on what your monitor refresh rate is, it could be 75, it could be 60, just click the highest one. It'll help you. In this case, it is 165 hertz for me. Make sure to also go into this here, into the advanced settings, and make sure it is on the highest one here. And if like yours isn't and you just did it, make sure you click apply so that applies and click OK. Yeah, so basically just have the highest hertz, because hertz, like the more refresh rate you have, the better frames you get, depending on your computer obviously, but that'll heavily help you. Okay, so that is that. Oh, I forgot one thing. Also, make sure next to advanced display where we were just at, make sure you go to graphics. And here, make sure you browse, and whatever game you play, Minecraft, Roblox, whatever, make sure you click it. And in this case, it's Roblox Player. I already have it in here, and make sure it'll have this option. Make sure you put on a high performance, because obviously you want your game at the highest performance. So make sure you click high performance. I already did that, but if you haven't, make sure you do that, because that'll really, really help you out. Really help you out. Alright, so basically, that's a lot of the settings that you can do to help your frame rate. Now, we can get into some deeper settings here. So if you have your Roblox player, wherever your Roblox player icon is, make sure you click it, and if you're experiencing lag. After that, if your game is smooth and nice, then you can skip ahead to the video to see where you can get over 60 hertz with over 60 frames with the FPS unlocker. But make sure on the Roblox player you click it and open file location. Platform content, PC, and textures. Of course, this is only for Windows. If you have Mac or mobile, then I don't know how you're gonna do this, but this is heavily on Windows. So basically what you're gonna do, you can either drag this all and put it in your recycle bin, or create a new folder called textures. In this case, I have folders because I like my textures, and what I recommend doing after you get rid of all your textures, I would recommend to keep the glass as well as sky textures in, mainly because those are like, you kind of need, it looks strange without the sky. It's just like a black thing. So make sure you have glass and sky, but otherwise everything else you can get rid of, and I will show you guys how it looks like in game. Okay guys, so I am in a game right now, and this is how it does look like with no textures. As you can see, okay, so I am in a game after getting disconnected. So basically, this is how no textures look like in, any game. For Mad City, it's probably going to be the same. For Jailbreak, it is pretty darn shiny. This actually, if you go into your settings and turn it down to 2 graphics, it'll look perfectly fine. So that's what I recommend doing. If you want to turn off your textures, make sure you go into settings and have 1 or 2 graphics. That'll really help you out. Anything above that is going to be shiny. See, even 3 graphics is pretty shiny. So make sure you put it on 2 graphics when you're in a game. But ultimately, it looks super nice. But here, let me show you guys. See, so many things like the museum and the bank, they all have like a lot of textures. Well, look at the museum. No textures at all. So this is going to really help you out. See, if we all the textures are in fact gone. So make sure you do indeed put it on 2 graphics so it doesn't, I mean, unless you really like the shine. If you guys really like the shine, then by all means, go above 2 graphics. But I like the no shine, so make sure you just keep it on 2 graphics. And that'll probably help you out quite a bit. Alright, so we've gone over the non-textures, we've gone over all the settings. And by now, you should probably have a better Roblox jailbreak experience because of all the tips I just gave. There's one more thing. If you are getting 60 frames already, and you do have a monitor refresh rate of more than 60, you have to get the FPS Unlocker if you're playing Roblox. So in that case, just search up FPS Unlocker on Google or Brave or whatever you use. And make sure you go over to GitHub. This is the correct one. It is the first one. Don't go into these other ones. I'm not sure if these ones are safe, but I know GitHub is safe. It's checked and it's good, and it's really good. So just make sure, you can see over here, make sure you get the newest one. In that case here, it's the Roblox FPS Unlocker v4.4.1, which is the latest. It's going to be at the top. So I don't really need the virus scan because I already know it's not a virus. So just make sure you click this one, the FPS Unlocker x64.zip. You can download it, put it in your downloads, in your desktop. We can just download it right there. I already have it, but I'll just download it again for you guys to see. Alright, so once that is there, you're going to open this and double click it. This is going to come out, and boom, your FPS Unlocker is done. If you so make sure you come over here, go into you can go ahead and left click the FPS icon, and make sure you can just you can just check all of these. I recommend checking all of them. And then FPS cap, everyone, you guys should use none, but I mean, if you really want to cap your, I don't know why you would want to cap your FPS, but you can cap your FPS here, or I just like clicking none because you can get unlimited frames. Roblox caps your frames at 60, so don't cap it at 60 because then there's literally no point. Cap it at, if you want to cap it at like 144 or 240 or something. If you want to play at 30 FPS, I mean, I don't really, by all means, do it. So let's go into jailbreak game again, and let's just see, let's see the difference between 60 frames and 100, 100 plus frames. So we are now in a game, and this is how it looks like. Look at how smooth this is. If you click Shift F5, you can go ahead and see I am getting well over 300 or well over 200 FPS. 200, 300 FPS, just around that frame rate. Let me just turn this down. So you can see that the FPS Unlocker really does help you out. Obviously, if you turn up your graphics, it'll lower the frame rate, and you see I'm getting like 100 frames now, but that's still pretty smooth. And if you, of course, you make it, you make Roblox like a tiny little screen like over here, or just make it like smaller, you can see that it really does increase your frame rate a lot. This is ultimate smooth gameplay here. Obviously, I like playing most games with my textures on, but this is it's just so like nice. It's really neat, and I would highly get the FPS Unlocker if your computer can handle it. Obviously, the FPS Unlocker does not work on Mac or mobile, so you have to be on Windows, PC in order to get the FPS Unlocker. But I mean, and you also kind of have to have a decent computer. But that is basically how you get the FPS stuff. I'll make this full screen again. Yeah, so that's basically how you get the FPS Unlocker and get lots of frames. If this helped you out, make sure you do subscribe because it really helps me out. and we are on the road to 600 subscribers, so make sure you do that, as well as smash the like button. And yeah, make sure to comment down what you think below, and if this helped you out, let me know. I'll be delighted to hear. And thank you for watching. GG, next video.
Crack it.